everybody, thank you so much for checking out this video. It's your girl LB. Welcome to my channel Watch With Me LB, where I give you fun, fresh, and funny rants, reviews, and recaps on my favorite movies and TV shows. Today is the day we will be discussing Swarm. Okay, Swarm. Baby, where do we begin? Okay. 7 episodes starring Janine Fishback, Damson Idris, Chloe Bailey, Billie Eilish. Okay, Paris Jackson. All right, listen. One of the Culkins, Rory Culkin. I'm like, who, where? Would have never expected to see Paris Jackson and Billie Eilish. Listen, surprise me, baby. And Leon was in here too. Ain't nobody coming to see you. Oh, this Leon was in here too, baby. This thing was phenomenal, okay? Janine Fishback, baby. One of my favorite actresses that's popping right now. Janine Fishback, Gilmis. Call me, sis. Call me, Dom. Like, we can, listen, baby, I got me a cocktail right here, okay? I can pour you one and we will have a great time. I just think she's so cool. I think she's beautiful. She is a phenomenal actress. I'm gonna calm down because I'm not a stan, okay? I just appreciate, all right? Let's get in here and talk about Swarm, because, baby, they came in hot, okay? I just wasn't ready. If you haven't, please subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the bell for the notification. If you are so inclined, please share this video so I can grow my little baby channel, okay? Thank you. All right, y'all, we got a lot to get into. So I'm gonna go through episodes 1 through 4 in this video, and then I'm gonna drop another video going over episodes 5 and 6 and giving you my final thoughts on the show. So let's buckle up, y'all. Before we get anything started, I just want the record to reflect. All right, I am Beehive adjacent. I am not in the hive, baby. I am 2 or 3 blocks down. Okay, I love me some Queen Bee and appreciate her for the phenomenal celestial being that she is, baby. But I'm not, you know, I ain't in the hive. So if I say anything that pisses off the hive, don't come over here looking for me. All right, I'm just coming off the top. I don't have, like, I'm not a note person. You know, like some YouTubers have notes that they write and stuff. I literally just come off the dome and I just be saying stuff out here. So if I say something to make the hive mad, leave me alone, bro. So the show opens up and we meet Andrea Green, going by the name of Dre. Dre is a fan of Niger. Now, in this reality that we in Swarm, Niger is Beyonce. Beehive is not the Beehive over here. It's the Swarm, all right? Now, I ain't gonna hold you. The hive sounds like a communal space. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to the hive. We got to hash things out. We got to write a business plan. When you talking about the Swarm, it's like we about to go fuck some shit up. Like, don't demonetize me, YouTube. I'm just keeping it a buck, okay? The hive sounds like a nice place where you could like lay down and take a nap and then get up and then worship at the throne of Beyonce or Niger in this space. But see, the Swarm, I don't want no part of no Swarm, all right? The Swarm sounds menacing and I don't like it. She has posters of Niger all over the place. She has old ticket stubs. She's been a lifelong fan, baby. She's day one with it, okay? We also can notice that the place that they're in isn't very lavish. When my girl Dre opens up a Discover credit card, we can tell that she has been busting her head by some high interest rate predatory credit cards that you get in the mail. Hey, girl, we pre-approve you for $2,000. We definitely know you don't have no money, no job, and your credit score is 12. But we're going to give you this $2,000 at a 74% interest rate. So come on down. Goes to get some tickets to go see Niger. You know, we watching her get these tickets that are $1,800 US American dollars a piece. Girl, you better get. And she's going to take her sister Marissa for her birthday to the concert. Her birthday is in May, and that's like a month from when she buys the tickets. Now, this is like a good 2 minutes into the movie that we saw her buy the tickets with the high interest credit card rate that them bust on the head. Now, see, baby, this is where I was ill prepared, okay? Because Marissa, played by Chloe Bailey, has a boyfriend, played by Damson Idris. Now, damn, son, like, I wasn't prepared for what I had seen next because, you know, when you young and in love, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just be at it like rabbits. You gonna just bust it wide open. And Khalid, which is his name in the show, and Marissa, Chloe Bailey and Damson Idris, they had a wonderful sex scene that I just was ill prepared for. I wasn't ready for it. Like, you know what I'm saying? We 5 minutes in, baby. Like, I was still getting situated in my bed. You know what I'm saying? I'm, you know, just moving around. I probably was trying to charge my phone. And then I'm hearing the oohs and ahs of grown-up time. And I said, baby, wait a minute. Hold the line. And then I look up. Franklin, you listen. Wait a second, Chloe Bailey, where is your mother? I look at Chloe like my little cousin. You know what I'm saying? Like if you out and you in a club, or you look over and you see your little cousin in the same place you at, and you like, man, what the hell? That's how I felt. I'm like, Chloe, girl, get your ass out the air, baby. If you're new to my channel, baby, you just need to know and be well aware of the fact that I'm a creep. Okay, I have said this on several videos. I don't understand why I can't be like an intimacy coach or like a practice person for the, you know what I'm saying, for the people. Baby, it was grown. Now, the killing part is, though, Dre was just standing there like they were in the room. They were in their room and the door was cracked. It wasn't closed, but it was a good-ass crack, though. I could have, like, slid in sideways. Baby, Dre was just standing there looking like this. She wasn't impressed about it. She wasn't like, oh, my God, what are y'all doing? She was just like... And when Khalid, the boyfriend, saw it, he was like, oh, hey, girl, you see what I'm talking about with this pump action? Okay, so that lays the foundation for what we know about Khalid, because Khalid is a scuzzball, okay? So that's, you know, that's fine. There's plenty of scuzzballs in the world. Dre has gone to the store, like the corner store in the neighborhood, and got some food for them. And I don't know if she gets taken advantage of by the lady that, you know, works at the store, saying that her sister, Marissa, owes her money. So she gets back to the apartment. Khalid starts kind of making fun of her. He asks her why she sucks her fingers. So we see that Marissa has been talking about Dre and the way that she's a little bit different to her boyfriend. You know, that's pillow talk, child. You know, you just be saying stuff, child, after they done put it down. You just be like, hey, let me tell you what my auntie did in 1973. Through the course of this first episode, I start to wonder to myself if Dre is neurodivergent or if she has some sort of mental health issue, because she is very awkward. She does have a flat affect. She does not seem to pick up on social cues and understand, like, listen, maybe I shouldn't be watching my sister and her boyfriend have sex. She does, you know, kind of make it known that she does have these tickets to go see Niger. She tells that to Khalid. Starts to kind of make some disparaging marks about Niger and how, you know, they in a cult and X, Y, and Z. And that's pretty much what I have heard from a lot of men who kind of have conversation around women's love for Beyonce. I remember specifically when Beyonce announced that she was pregnant with twins, how, even when she was pregnant with Blue Ivy, how men were like, y'all don't know her. What you think she gonna invite you to the baby shower? And I remember thinking about that being so weird because, you know, whenever like Kobe Bryant, God rest his soul, did something, men would be in a damn tizzy. Not everybody, no. I just know a lot of people were like having comments about it. And so it kind of gave that kind of feeling, kind of see how close Marissa and Dre are. And Marissa is talking to Dre about, you know, all the things that she wants to do, like her aspirations. You know, the responses that Dre has to Marissa's, you know, goals and aspirations are very childish. And it made me wonder again about, you know, whether or not Dre was neurodivergent. But at this point in the episode, we do get to see that Marissa had attempted suicide once before by cutting her wrist. She has a very prominent scar on her wrist. And Dre responds to seeing that scar by kissing it. The way that she kissed it was it wasn't sexual, but it wasn't like, oh, like, oh, my poor sister. But it was just very like passionate. They smoke a little weed and they, you know, talking. And the next day, Dre is supposed to cover a shift for her sister at the mall. And she oversleeps and comes to the mall completely disheveled, baby. She was looking like Wanda from Holiday Heart. She ends up talking to the boyfriend, Khalid, about, you know, her sister's birthday. And he ends up coming on to her and like asking her if she wants him to break her virginity. He gets back to the, you know, the booth where her sister worked, and some little ramshackle ass children and broke all the stuff and stole all the merchandise. They go home, they get into a fight. The sister's like, you know what? I can't do it. I can't do it, baby. I just need a little break. I'm gonna go move in with Khalid. And the devastation, baby, that set in with my girl Dre, she just couldn't take it. So at home and she's watching Niger video. And the next thing you know, baby, we see Dre completely and totally behaving in a different way. She got on like a goddamn disco ball pink dress on with her top and bottom out, baby. She's in the club with some little space buns and she's shaking her ass and doing something strange for a little piece of change. And I said, well, wait a damn minute. Is this real, baby? Are you dreaming or am I dreaming? This is Donald Glover. You know Donald Glover gonna give us some weird shit. So I just kind of went with it, right? So she's in the club and she's doing her thing and she meets a guy. She goes back home with Kieran Culkin. I'm like, and then I saw his yam and I was like, I ain't asked for that, but you know, I'm glad they're giving us yam on TV because for so long, it's been just titties galore, huh? It's just been boobs everywhere. And now we getting some full frontal from the yam department. And I'm like, listen, equal nudity, baby. Don't just be showing me titties all the time. Give me some other stuff too. And I'm like, okay, but it was pressed up against a bowl with some strawberries, and I was like, that ain't specifically what I was thinking about. But listen, you gotta start someplace. Her phone had died, and her sister has been calling her and texting her, talking about how her and Khalid had gotten into a fight, and that he had cheated on her, and that she, you know, wanted to know where Dre was, and you know, all that time she hadn't been picking up the phone, obviously because she was sleeping. And so when Dre got back to the house, she found Marissa in the bed unresponsive. So they go to the hospital. And you know, at this point in the episode, we don't know whether or not Dre is alive or dead. We do see that she, you know, they are at the hospital waiting. Khalid is there. And eventually we do find out that she did pass away. It was a lot. It was very heavy. It was very sad. And you knew that that was gonna greatly impact Dre because obviously she was extremely dependent on her sister for all the things like social interaction, encouragement, you know, makeup, clothes, like what to do for, you know, in certain situations. And she no longer will have that. So what is this baby gonna do? They do have to move out of the apartment, and she does find her sister's phone like kind of hidden in a closet. So now we get to the funeral, right? Now, again, I was confusion because I'm like, is this for real in real life? Because everybody in the funeral was facing forward and they were all wearing black. And my girl Dre came in there with a she came in there with something that you would have gone to the Rock Nation brunch with. Cause like, why would you wear that? Like, why bright orange, baby? It looked like she was going to a wonderful Essence lunch for the Essence Fest in July. Baby, it was not something you would wear to a funeral. Now, I was saying to myself, would she know what to wear to a funeral? I'm not sure. I don't even know if it was real. And I did see also that they had Marissa dressed up like a mother of the church, baby. She had on, you know, pastor's anniversary. The pastor's mama would have wore that to, you know, all she needed was a church hat. And I'm like, this baby was like 21. Why are they putting her in so much fabric? Somebody comes up and asks Dre to leave the funeral. And I'm thinking, why? Like, why wouldn't she be there with her parents, right? Because they sisters. So where, you know, why are you not in there? Why didn't you come in the limo with your you know what I mean? Why is there not because she walked in late, like by herself. And I'm like, babe, I know it wasn't because you was getting dressed. Is it real? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't trust Donald Glover. Ever since I saw Teddy Perkins, babe, I don't trust him. So after the funeral, she goes to Khalid's house. So he offers to go get her a drink. When I tell you, Dre had enough. Okay, Dre was just about done. Dre sees a little lamp on the side table and she like rips the cord out, goes over to him in the kitchen and politely bashes his skull in with this lamp while he fixing a glass of iced tea. That like literally like 12 times hits him in the head. And she's like hyperventilating and she's very upset. And she immediately goes in the refrigerator, gets some food out and eats it. Then the episode is over. What? One thing's for certain, two things for sure. You better not defame or say nothing negative about Niger in her presence, because you gonna meet your maker. Because he told her that he thought that she and her sister were like in a Niger cult. She ain't like that. She holding them grudges, baby. Each episode starts off with the saying, Any similarity to actual persons living or dead or actual events is intentional, baby. This is actually supposed to be that way. Don't think that we out here making stuff up, because we are, but we also not. Get us together, Donald. Get us together, Childish Gambino. So now we are in Tennessee, all right? And we have moved from Houston, or at this strip club. And I'm like, I know, baby. Don't even take me down this road. And we see Dre on the main stage. Empty. It's empty. You hear me? The bartender and there's a couple janitors in there. Ain't nobody in there, baby. She is on the stage dancing to this very sad song. And she is doing a wonderful liturgical dance. You know what I'm saying? Real, you know what I'm saying? Nothing that it wasn't no ass clapping. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no, you know what I'm saying, climbing the pole and very like, I believe I can fly. You know what I mean? It was, I was like, what is happening? Because it was at this point where I was like, I don't know if I'm supposed to be laughing or not. Like, I will laugh at a funeral. I have laughed at a funeral. And she damn near said crisscross applesauce on that main stage. She goes in the back, you know, where the lock is at, and she, you know, I guess she getting ready to go home. And one of the other strippers comes up to her, one of the other exotic dancers comes up to her and is like, girl, you got to pull it together, because you was just out here doing a liturgical dance to a song about a dead puppy or something. Like, you got to get it together. There's this one girl, a white girl, and she's like, I liked your dance. And she's living in a motel. It's squalor in there. You hear me? It's like ants the size of squirrels, old ass chicken bones, mildewed french fries. Like, she just been eating down, okay? And she ain't take the trash out. Now, she gets a knock on the door, and it's the girl from the strip club, the one that told her that she liked her dance. And I'm looking at the girl, and you know, the girl comes inside, and she don't judge the conditions that the girl is living in this motel room. She just like shooting it. She like, man, I always wonder what it look like in here. Okay. And I'm like looking at her, and I'm like, she look like somebody. It's Paris Jackson, Blanket Big Sister. I say, oh no. Miss Catherine, does she know you out here playing a stripper with your booty cheeks out? Paris, I was too through. Seeing Chloe barely get her cheeks clapped, and then seeing Paris Jackson as a stripper. Woo, y'all done took me down through that 2 episodes, and I'm like, God damn, how much more do you want me to take? The girl said, she's like, yeah, you know, I can help you at the strip club, you know what I'm saying? Like, I make more money than anybody. I can teach you, like, how to work the pole or whatever, and, you know, we got to help each other out. You know, I'm black, and you black, and Dre was looking like, what black are you referring to? And then she was like, my daddy half black, and I was like, and she was like, that's why I call myself Halsey, like on the stage. What? Now, I've heard of Halsey before. You paid me $12 million to pick Halsey out of a lineup, baby, of 2 people. Couldn't do it. L, name a Halsey song, or we gonna just pop you in the back of your head. Just ain't for right here. That girl said I'm black. You know what? You better go off, Paris Jackson. So she takes the girl, you know, Halsey, back to her house to bring her boyfriend some food or whatever. By the time Drake gets back to her motel room, Halsey's sitting on the bed like, hey girl, what's going on? How you been, girl? Why you left out the house? And I'm like, bitch, are you a burglar? And so she ends up kind of like sleeping there. And Dre, you know, doesn't sleep. Like, so she's scrolling on Instagram after Halsey goes to sleep. She turns the phone off, gets her keys, gets in the car, drives to Halsey's house. For some reason, I don't even know why, baby, my girl got the artillery. She got the supplies. Is she a prepper? Is she a backpacker? Is she an artillery and weapons specialist? She got a smoke bomb, gas mask, and goggles, and beat the man to death. Wrapped him up in a plastic tarp, drug him outside. And when she gets outside, Halsey is out there and like, damn, did you kill my boyfriend? It's cool, I ain't even sweating it. They dig a hole in the backyard. Halsey done planned the whole Thelma and Louise. That girl, Halsey says, we gonna be like the black Thelma and Louise. Do y'all know what Paris Jackson, Halsey was getting on Dre nerves because Dre politely went in the bag, got a gun, and shot her dead in her face. Okay, that's just it on that. Okay, she was doing too much. She talked too goddamn much. Now, calm down. So as soon as she kills Halsey, she immediately goes and eats a sandwich. If she killing somebody, she can't do that shit on an empty stomach. She got to put something on her stomach after it's all said and done. So we immediately cut back to the strip club. And when I tell you, my girl Dre is on one, got the makeup right, got the hair right, got a perfect song, coming out with the moves, baby. Very sensual, very, very sexy. And I'm like, who is this bitch? I don't know her. This is the point of the show. I'm like, this girl got dissociative identity disorder, DID, baby. She represents. They are a unit. They are a group, okay? One person is Dre. Whoever this person is that was on the stage or that went to the club and was, having sex with Macaulay Culkin's brother in episode 1, that's not the same person. And I also feel like whoever is out here murdering people in the name of Niger, that's a different person too. So she gets off the stage and the other, dancers at the club are like, damn, well, why you ain't been doing that? Like, you need to come with us and make some more money. And then Dre's like, I bet. So they go to this party that's being, thrown by some college baseball players. All the other dancers are doing some wild shit in this party. They wrap it on up. They driving back to wherever they going, right? They end up with a flat tire. Up comes a tow truck. Just like Harold and Kumar go to White Castle. Out of all the gin joints in all the world, okay? Guess who pulls up to them that's stranded on the side of the road? The dude with the Titan hat from the beginning of the episode that my girl Dre was looking for. The guy's name is Tonk, okay? And Tonk was talking shit about Niger on Twitter. That was a mistake on his part. Tonk pulls up with his tow truck and say, listen, I got y'all. Don't you even worry about it, ladies. All y'all need to do is hop in my tow truck. All right, I'm gonna take your car back to my house. I got a shop at the house. I can fix the tire at the house. Everything will be good. Y'all will be able to be on your way. They was like, all right, bet. All right then. So they get back to the house. Tonk seems to be a nice guy. Goes outside and actually does what he said he was gonna do. He outside fixing the truck. All right. And Dre goes outside and is talking to him, and it's very weird. But whenever my girl is coming unglued and she about to do something reckless, we hear a swarm, like we hear the sound of bees, okay? And it's very unsettling. And Donna Glover does have a way of using silence and specific kinds of sounds to just put this ominous ass feeling over the episode. And I love him for it. They all about to leave. They piled up in the car. They about to leave. And then Dre is like, you know what? I gotta pee. I'm gonna go back in the house. Everybody's like, girl. She goes in the room where he is, and when I saw that girl was walking down the hallway with something in her hand, something told me in my African-American spirit that it was a cast iron skillet. And I know it was seasoned well, because Tonk looked like he could cook, and he know the value of a good cast iron skillet, baby. It was a cast iron skillet. If you ever want to bludgeon somebody, baby, you just do it with a cast iron skillet. You're gonna get the job done. She hears the shower going, and so she's getting ready. She like teed up home run derby. She's getting ready to wait till he gets out the shower. He's not in the shower, baby. He was getting his towels and stuff together, and she takes a swing at him. My man Tonk is like the size of a small Dodge Ram, and started, wrestling her and like choking her, and he was gonna take her on out the game, except for the dancers came in and like started beating him up. One of the dancers had a pum on her, which, yeah, and she shot him directly in the heart. He's dead. Like, do we call the police? And one of the girls is like, we are African-American strippers, baby. We black. I know you know what you look like. We strippers. They not gonna believe us. We all gonna go to jail. And Dre is like, I'm gonna be sick. And she leaves. Baby, why Dre said, all right, cool. Y'all figure it out. Dre left them, baby. Oh, Dre left them there with that dead body in the middle of nowhere. Dre ain't shit, boy. So now we are in Seattle, Washington, and we are in the home of a YouTuber kind of, social media influencer who made a disparaging mark about Niger on Twitter and said that she couldn't keep a man happy. She bludgeoned him to death in his wonderful living room, stole his car and his snacks, and moseyed on down to Los Angeles, where another person made disparaging remarks about Niger. This time it is a wonderful conservative pundit talking about the fight that Niger had with her husband on the elevator. We remember what happened on the elevator with Solange, where Solange gave Jay-Z a 2-piece plus a 3-piece, and Beyonce stood in the corner like, that was good time. She follows the pundit to a very swanky gym, and this guy is like, Andy, is that you? I don't remember the name. And is that you? And, you know, he basically mistakes her for someone else that he knows, and like gets her into the gym. You know, all black people look like, that go. It's just, we just so similar in the face. She's in the gym and she sees this guy as she's following the lady that she's planning on killing with a jacket for the concert of Niger's husband. So she's like, listen, this is my chance to get near Niger, because where her husband is, she's probably gonna be there. So she, you know, follows this guy, sneaks into his house, and she convinces him that she is running away from like an abusive boyfriend. So he was like taking care of her, and he confides in her that he used to be obese and that he only eats like broccoli and like, you know, steamed chicken, and like he got to be very, very strict, because once he busts down on the Doritos, it ain't no coming back from that. You know, he lets her stay with him. I don't know why he just does it. She sneaks to go get her junk food, because we know that she is addicted to the junk food. So she eats the junk food and like sneaks around and does it. And they have this weird ass "don't be a menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood" sex scene associated with fast food. And she's like, but they had like sex on top of junk food or like with junk food. It was very, very strange. She goes with him to the Cache concert where he's like the sound guy. You know, she's bored. She don't give a shit about Cache. She trying to get to Niger, the new boyfriend or whatever, is talking to one of his partners backstage, and they like, listen, Cache and Niger having this after party, like we should go. She don't want him to go. She just want to get access to go. She ends up locking him in a deep freezer. I don't know whether this man is alive or dead. That poor man was locked in a freezer with a 6-tier cake, and we know that he got issues with food. Lord bless his heart. He knew it was all over but the crying anyway. He gets into the after party. So she's there, and it's like all kind of celebrities there, and she really don't give a shit about all that. She's trying to find Niger. She sees Niger's sister is there, Solange, okay? And she follows the sister, and she sees Niger. There is a cart of like desserts and fruit, you know, wheeled out in front of Niger, and they all having drinks and they dancing. And Dre picks up a plum, and she is making love to this plum. Like it's the apple that the Lord told Eve not to eat. Lost in the sauce. And she kind of comes to, and everybody's like, oh my God, who bit Niger? Nah, we remember when somebody bit Beyonce in the face at the club, okay? And everybody was talking about how it could have been this person, it could have been that person. Everybody said that it was Sanaa Lathan who bit Beyonce in the face. There are these two guys that work at the club or whatever, and they sitting down, and I think they smoking weed, and one of the guys is like, that look just like the girl from Love and Basketball, kind of like implying that it was Sanaa Lathan that bit Beyonce in the face, but you know, in this reality, it's not. But I just thought that was really, really funny, because it's like, you know, blurring the line between fiction and reality, and like playing on, you know, these really incredible stories surrounding Beyonce and people's love for her and people's, you know, ability or like feeling or want to protect her. So good, man. I just thought this episode was so good. And I really loved how it felt very similar to Atlanta, and it looked like Atlanta, and it had that feeling of Atlanta. Like we know Donald Glover and his brother had their hands on it, and we could tell, and I really enjoyed that. It was beautiful to watch, but it just brought back so many memories, because I had forgot somebody had been Beyonce's face. What we know and what we see as a thread through this show is that every time something pops off, my girl has a new car, okay? She's gonna murder somebody and she's gonna Hot Wheel a car. Still in Tennessee, but she's in a different car. When we saw her in episode 3, she was in a blue Jeep that she had stole from the YouTuber that she murdered. Now she's driving like an old 1989 Benz. I think it's like Manchester, Tennessee. I forgot the name of the city, but it's the city where the Bonnaroo Music Festival is. And a police officer pulls her over, right? And so she has a dead body in the trunk, in the car. And she also has blood all over the car. The officer lets her off with a warning, but the officer is like, I'm gonna follow you and make sure you get where you going, all right? So he follows her to this gas station. And she's there and she goes into like the little convenience store or whatever, and she's getting some snacks. You know, she got to have a Doritos, child. And we see that there are these girls in the store and they getting gas and snacks and whatever. And one of the girls notices that she's kind of looking and hiding from this police officer that's outside. So the girl goes outside and kind of gets rid of the officer. And she goes back inside. She's befriending Dre and she's like, listen, you going to the festival? Where you gonna stay? And Dre is like, listen, I'm going because I want to see Niger, but I don't have nowhere to stay, so I'm gonna just sleep in my car. And the girl was like, don't be ridiculous. Come stay with us. And Dre was like, nah, I'm cool. But then she rethinks it and follows them to the house. And when they get to the house, it's beautiful. Okay, it's like a little compound, child. And she meets somebody in the front of the house that's like doing some gardening. And she introduces herself and she's like, you know, this is, you know, I just stay here sometime and, you know, come on in. We about to have some food. And, you know, they're very welcoming to her. But I'm thinking to myself, Tennessee, in the woods, you the only black person. You don't know these people. I'ma say hard pass. So she gets inside the house and it's like full of these girls and they like cooking and making tea and, you know, sitting down, eating flatbread pizza and stuff. And so they talking about the concert and Dre is like, well, you know, and by the way, her name is Kayla at this point. And Billie Eilish. Billie, call me. Girl, you did your thing, my G. Like, I was like, okay, William, do it to him, Billie. That's just strong. Wait a minute. Dre, also known as Kayla, is saying that she's gonna sneak in to the concert. And then the girls are like, no, you really can't do that. We're gonna call somebody and we're gonna get you a wristband and you can just kick it with us. So they put Dre in her room. Dre's room is the size of a high school classroom. She goes to sleep. Billie Eilish's character wakes her up and is like, listen, we're going for a hike. And Dre is like, I know you fucking lying. My girl Dre goes on a hike with some buckwheat Timberlands, okay? I'm like, girl, you was ill prepared. She basically drops the bomb that they're like an organization and they believe in like auras and like, you know, reading into the possibilities or whatever. It's a cult. Dre is like, okay, that's cool for y'all. Now, remember I told you when she pulled up to the commune over there, she had a dead body in there and blood all over the car. So she goes and she sees that her car is clean, like new, baby. It's like nothing ever happened. The body gone, the blood is gone, all the stuff is gone. Ava, Billie Eilish's character, wants to give you some free counseling. And, you know, Dre is like, oh, okay. So she goes in the room and, you know, Billie Eilish is there and she's being very much like the mama from Get Out. And I was like, baby, what are your qualifications, baby? What graduate school did you attend? What certifications and licenses do you have? Now, I'm not gonna hold you. This part was creepy to me because I'm low-key Billie Eilish is kind of scary to me. Like, I know that she's cool and I know that she's very smart and intelligent and she's a great person. This part of her, like them eyes, she looked like a white walk up out of eyes. You know that song, when do we go to be, why do we do that song, in combination with her eyes, I'm kind of scared of her. Like, in my mind, it's a wild place up here. I'm just saying, just from those superficial dumbass things, it was kind of scary because she was here and they did a close-up on her face. She's so pretty. But I'm just saying, like, in this right here, no ma'am. Ava basically, like, hypnotizes her. So she finds out that her name is not Kayla, that her name is Dre, and she gets all the tea about, you know, hurting someone and spilling the milk, and the milk is like, she got all the tea. And I'm like, God damn, girl, is it that easy? Because I'm trying to understand, like, if somebody hit, because I've been in therapy a long ass time, like, has somebody taken advantage of my mental? I low-key kind of want to get hypnotized just to see what that shit hitting for. Like, am I gonna get up there on a stage and be clucking like a chicken? You know what I'm saying? You ever seen that? And they be like, buck, 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 buck. They are starting to do like this meditation circle thing or whatever. And Dre kind of snaps out of whatever it is that she was in and she starts to hear music like in the distance. And she remembers like, oh shit, I'm supposed to be going to see a festival. I forgot all about that because you had me for the okey-doke and the rope-a-dope. They never even intended to go to the damn festival, okay? So she freaks out. The girl has taken her phone. She's like, give me my phone before I come unglued. Kind of like bullying her and like manipulating her to try to talk to her talk her out of leaving them. The vibe changed, right? It wasn't like, come on, sister, you're my sister. It was on some like, get out the car and go in the house. Let's go. It was like real attitudinal, and Dre wasn't having it. So she ran the girl over. She ran the girl over. She backed up. She hit her, backed up, and then ran over her again. So then Dre drives to the festival that is now over. She has missed her opportunity to see Niger. This episode was one of the longer ones. This one was like 37 minutes. And baby, it was intense. I'm gonna come back in another episode to do episodes 5, 6, and 7 because baby, crank up the heat. Thank you so much for checking out this video, y'all. If you have enjoyed my recap and my thoughts on episodes 1 through 4 of Swarm, I would appreciate a subscribe from you. Thumbs up, I'd appreciate that as well. Share this video so I can grow my channel. I would appreciate your help. Check back for the next video. All right, I'm gonna check y'all later. Bye.